And welcome back to the Diamond Lane. I'm your host, Sarah Jo, here on Classic 107 in Winnipeg. And as promised, I have Nathan Poole and Henry Engbrecht, each in their own right, ballasts of the choral community here in Winnipeg. And they are here to talk to us about this weekend's 40th anniversary concert, celebrating the Manitoba Choral Association and all of the wonderful ensembles who belong to the organization, and just why not? Why not? Welcome to the studio, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
It's such a pleasure to have you, really. So first and foremost, Nathan, you've just been named the new president of
I'm now the president of the Manitoba Choral Association.
Mr. Henry Engbrecht over here was the very first president of the Manitoba Choral Association. Is that true?
He is the very first, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what, Henry, tell us a little bit about how the Manitoba Choral Association began.
Well, very quickly, we were a group of enthusiastic people in the choral community that wanted a networking center. And, of course, there have been models across the continent already of choral organizations like this forming. And in Canada, it was just beginning. It was the year 1976, and we met with our lunch bags at the what is now the Tempo conference in the fall, a group of teachers, and we voted a committee, and 7 of us, and we started meeting, and we didn't know how to start, where to start, what do we do, but we had one concert with a group of choirs, children to adults in schools and so on. And we produced a concert at Knox United Church, and that was the start that got us going. And since then, it's been choirs and choirs and more choirs. It's been a very exciting 40 years.
Amazing. Well, before we talk about what's going to be happening on Sunday night at Centennial, Nathan, let's talk about where the Choral Association fits into the musical fabric, the cultural fabric of Winnipeg. I mean, it's not just professional choirs, obviously. Like, tell us a little bit more about the kind of community-based stuff that happens.
Well, the two major events that we have going on are Choral Fest and Provincial Honor Choir. Choral Fest is coming up later this month, and Provincial Honor Choir is in February. These two events bring together a community of all ages. I mean, Choral Fest, you're getting adjudications from fabulous people. Your choir gets a chance to perform in front of other choirs, and it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, Provincial Honor Choir, where we get to work with fabulous conductors from around Manitoba and including around the world as well. So that's really unique, I think, to this province.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, if you go to manitobasings.org, which is, on my bookmark list, I'm just saying.
Excellent.
You can also find a list of kind of community organizations you can become involved with, regardless of your level of, theoretical knowledge and things like that. Tell us how people could find, perhaps an ensemble that they might want to sing with.
Well, you just go to manitobasings.org, and we do have outlets there. You can also just type into Google, sing in a choir in Winnipeg, and you will literally get page after page of choirs that will fit any bill for any person. My own choir, Margaret's Choir, is a 200-voice community choir. Welcomes anybody to sing. Is it
it's just a women's choir though, right?
No, this is men and women. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I thought it was just a women's chorus.
I was looking at the bass section a year ago, thinking, boy, we only have 20 or so basses. We've really got to get a bigger. And I realized at that point how silly I was, because
that's amazing.
Having 20 basses is just like that's a gift. And same with tenors, right?
Yeah.
So you Manitoba, it really is the singing province. You can find any choir to sing in the city. It's great. Yeah. But this guy is really a big part of why I'm able to do what I'm doing here in the city, which is really cool.
I think he's a big part of why a lot of us are able to do what we are doing in the city.
I love it.
I'm just going to put it out there.
I love it. And, when Henry said he was going to be involved in this project, I was very excited, because I knew we had somebody who was committed to choral excellence. The different generations helping different generations, which is really important.
Right. And without his wisdom to start with, where would we be?
Exactly.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening on Sunday night. This is so exciting. So many singers, like 600 some singers are going to be there?
That's that's the plan.
So we are in the studio right now with Nathan Poole and Henry Engbrecht, both presidents at one point, Nathan now and Henry the first of the Manitoba Choral Association. For more info on them, you can go to manitobasings.org. We're talking about the event, the massive 40th anniversary event that is happening at Centennial Concert Hall on Sunday night. So tell us what we're going to see.
So when Henry and I first sat down to talk about this nearly 2 years ago now, the idea was not to just have a choir concert, because Winnipeg is really good at that. I mean,
Right.
Echo just performed last week. Winnipeg Singers just performed last week.
Yeah.
And we do those really, really well. And for our 40th anniversary, the Manitoba Choral Association really wanted to do something new and exciting, and that is definitely what's happening on Sunday. It's not just a parade of choirs, although we do have several ensembles visiting us. It's a complete narration and telling of our choral history as a province. So we're starting with a drum circle with the Buffalo Gals.
Nice.
And showcasing Les Intrépides and the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir, the Okoshitz Choir, the Flin Flon Community Choir. Hymn Sing is making an appearance, which is it's really cool.
That's amazing.
We have two newly formed groups, the Manitoba Children's Choir and the Manitoba Youth Choir, which is really something. So the Manitoba Youth Choir is drawing singers from Norman, Interlake, Westman, Central, Eastman. All the youth choirs are coming together, including several singers from Winnipeg, youth singers from Winnipeg, to form the Manitoba Youth Choir, which is it's going to be quite the spectacle. It's very cool. They've all been working on the same music this fall, and it'll be pretty neat. And it's going to be directed by Dr. Elroy Friesen, who took over Henry's job at the UVM.
Oh my goodness. What an evening. And so there's also some cinematic elements. Let's talk a little bit about that, because on your Facebook event, so for those of you who are social media savvy, there is a Facebook event and it is titled appropriately Manitoba Sings 40th Anniversary Concert. So you can check it out there. All the details are there. It starts at 7 o'clock. Of course, it's Centennial on Sunday. But it says here, it's presented through a collage of narration, cinematography, and song. So tell us about that element that is sometimes not necessarily part of a choral concert.
Well, a parade of choirs can be a parade of choirs, right? And the choir sings and we clap and we cheer and it's great. And then they leave and then another choir comes on. That's not really what we wanted to see. We wanted it to flow from scene to scene or from choir to choir. And that's exactly what we're doing. So narration is linking each segment of our show. And we do have bits of video and cinema to accompany what's happening on the stage, which is pretty unique, I'd say.
Awesome. Well, once again, 7 p.m. Sunday at Centennial Concert Hall, Manitoba Sings, the Manitoba Choral Association's 40th anniversary celebrations, inviting 600 singers onto the stage here in this wonderful city of ours, so rich in cultural history, or in choral cultural history, especially. Thank you, Henry and Nathan, both for joining me here. I hope it is a wonderful event on Sunday. I'm sure it'll be magnificent.
It's going to be awesome. And I should say tickets are available at the door. You can find tickets online at manitobasings.org. We stole the title of our concert from the website itself and from our logo. So there you go.
Yeah, and also you can always call as well at 204-942-6037, 6037. Excellent. Well, enjoy the concert. We will see you there, and with many voices raised, I hope.
Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure. Come back soon. You're in the Diamond Lane with me, Sarah Jo, here on Classic 107 in Winnipeg.